Hello everybody, my name is Ben Alexander, this is The Charge, welcome. Hi everyone, Ben here. Just briefly, before I carry on, if you're thinking about leaving the video in the next 20-30 seconds, let me know in the comments why, just so I know how not to bore people in my future videos. Thank you. So, a little while ago, I made a video, which is just here, talking about an outburst that a manager, I think he was the marketing manager, had for Sydney, Toyota in Sydney. And he was on stage and he was saying some things that clearly he wasn't supposed to say. And he was kind of just shining some light on the situation regarding Toyota and electric vehicles, talking about why they're not really making any public plans to just move to EVs and then telling people about them. Like pretty much most companies these days, even Ford, for example. I talked about that. It was really interesting. People liked that video. And then recently there was a video came out of Akio Toyoda. He's the boss for Toyota. And he was pretty much just reiterating everything. He was saying that the Toyota's stance on EVs is that they believe, I think the word he used was department store, I think. When a consumer walks into a department store, you shouldn't be told what to buy, you should have a choice of what to buy. And so that's why they're late moving into EVs. He did suggest that they will move to EVs. They're working on a platform for EVs, but they're definitely not obsessing over EVs. They're not thinking it's black and white. We're currently in fossil fuels, and then people are going to move to EVs. And they for sure are not going to be at the front of all these brands with moving to EVs. They are still moving to EVs though, so that's a good thing. I was quite concerned about the future for Toyota because I really like Toyota cars, and I think generally people buy Toyotas and Hondas because of the reliability, obviously. Um, and yeah, so that's kind of what they were saying. Uh, if you walk into a Toyota dealership, you should have a choice of fuels: petrol, diesel, hydrogen, electric vehicles. That's kind of what Toyota think. However, I know they're quite aware of the rules changing in the world, so they are making plans for the EV platform and they're designing it, but they haven't suggested at all when you'll be able to walk into a shop and buy a Toyota electric vehicle, 100% EV, which is a shame. Like I have said in the last video, the landscape for the automotive industry has changed dramatically. So there are companies like Honda, Toyota, Ford. They're legacy brands. They've been going for a lot of years. They're known to be successful, and they have sales figures to back that up. So you could argue that they're succeeding in being, car manufacturers because they're selling the things they're making. But for the first time ever, in the last 10 or 15 years, we have just seen brands such as BYD and Tesla, and there's a whole range of these brands like NIO and Lucid Air, I don't know, loads of brands. And they're popping up and they're actually making huge amounts of sales. So if you look at BYD in the, I think it was July to September quarter this year, their sales were up 330 to 360% from the year before, and they are almost making the same money as Ford. I think it's like 2/3 or just over 2/3 the amount of money that Ford are making in profits. And that was up something like 161% from the year before for BYD. So the automotive industry is changing. So as a, I don't want to come across as a Toyota fanboy, but I do really like Toyotas. I think they make great cars and they make them out of good materials and they make them really easy to work on if you repair your own cars or change your own brakes. They really do make a good quality car. So, of course, they have a fair way to go because they have to actually change, they have to sort of show desire to make electric vehicles, and then they have to find the money and then make the commitment and have all their meetings and then make contracts with battery manufacturers or make their own batteries. All this stuff takes a long time. There are lots of other companies now making huge gains and leaps forward, such as Ford just bought or ordered enough batteries for 600,000 electric vehicles next year from, I think it was from CATL, CATL, LFP batteries. So Ford and other companies like Honda, they just bought 2 million vehicles worth of electric batteries to be delivered from 2024. So Toyota are really late to the game here. However, maybe it's a smart thing that they're doing, because if you think about it, they are letting other companies in the world chuck fuel on the fire, make this big EV revolution get further before they jump on board. So they're not going to be buying batteries from companies like CATL now at a certain price. They might wait a couple of years until they're really pushed into a corner, and then they'll buy large amounts of batteries with contracts from different manufacturers, maybe at a better price later on, or the technology or the motors and the factories around the world that sell motors or whatever. It just might be a savvy decision to actually hold off. And as consumers, we want there to be a big wave of activity. So we want these manufacturers to all be jumping on board and putting the money where it needs to be put into electric vehicles. But maybe it is smart, actually, that Toyota are not doing it first, or right off the bat. Also, Toyota is an interesting company because they're the most indebted company in the world. So it's a very strange one. That's a video in itself talking about that. So let me know in the comments what you think below, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. Are Toyota being smart? Which I know sounds weird, but if you really think about it, it can kind of make a bit of sense that they would just come in a bit later than everyone else, because inevitably it won't be economically viable for a person to go into a dealership and buy a petrol vehicle in 10 years' time when all the incentives are saying that you should be buying an electric vehicle with a big battery on it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and thanks for staying till the end. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. That really does help the videos with the YouTube algorithm. And also it just lets me know you like this video, because I've just started doing videos every day, and I still really want to get a good grip of what people want to watch, because I do this for my job now. Every single day I make videos. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe and click the notification bell so that you get my videos every day sent to you. Thanks for watching, and comment below any questions. I read all the comments. All right.